Hey, dear, I just wanted to say congrats on your success. I've been in the program for a while, but juggling a full-time marketing job, and I'm trying to batch create on weekends and get this going. But I'm so happy to be here. Glad to have you, Susan. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody. Gonna give it another minute or so, and then we'll get started. What's going on, everybody? Glad to have everybody on. So, guys, also, this is not scripted. Like, this isn't,
Solicitor said yes, she.
Christina does not know what questions I'm going to ask her. So this ain't like it was, oh, Chris, we got together or whatever. But it's just going to be raw and because I want you guys, if you're new here, I want you guys to understand that you're in a good place. Whether you're in the community, this is the first time, maybe you just got this to join. And Man, this is an amazing month, and it just shows you what can happen. Okay, so Mindy Judd is asking to record. I'm going to decline this, Mindy, because I'm going to send the recording because the last time I did this, I was not able to get a hold of anybody to get the recording. So I've got it recorded, and I'm going to post a recording in the community, and I can just personally send it to you. Because the last time I did it, I couldn't get a hold of nobody, and I want to make sure this gets done. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, guys. So again, appreciate everybody who joined. If you're new here, I'm Daryl Hannah, guys. I have been in this program a little bit over 2 years. I'm super excited. Found this program back here on January of 2024 when I was doing life insurance, and to say that it has really put me in a good space is an understatement. So, but this isn't about me. This is about Christina. She's one of my mentees. She's been in the program a little bit over a year, and so I am going to be doing some. Okay, so first of all, I don't know if she's who's that, Debbie? I'm gonna let her do that. So people are gonna start coming in. So you should see it at the top, Debbie, and then just click on that. So all right, guys. So again, I'm going to be appreciate you guys. Glad you guys are here. You're going to hear from Christina. I'm just going to ask her some questions, and what I'm going to do, and everybody, please mute yourself. I've got 10 questions that I'm going to ask her. I'm going to ask her 10 questions, and then I'm going to just let her share her story, right? Because I want you to hear it from her. And again, this isn't scripted, guys. This is raw and real, and that's the only way I know how to be because I want you guys to understand the power of this business and what this program can do for you if you get plugged in and with the right people. And then after we're done, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a February promotion that I am running. And this is available for any and everybody who is new and is not a part of the program. It's an amazing opportunity for you to be able to be a part of this movement because that's what it is. And my goal, I always tell people, my goal is to help you get to six figures or accumulate your first 10K online. And this is an amazing program to do just that. So without further ado, we're going to get off into the questions. And again, guys, this is my first time doing an interview, so there is no crazy stuff. It's just going to be straight answers, and then you're going to hear from Christina because she's had a really, really good month. So, Christina, glad to have you. Glad to be able to. Christina, guys, has been under my tutelage, so to speak, for about a year now. I remember when she first came to me during a coaching during a coaching call. So just like a lot of other people, you're trying to learn the business. You see people are making money. You see them building their business, and you want to be someone who can that someone can you can be a testimonial for somebody else. And so she's kind of put herself in that position with hard work and consistency and showing up. And to say I'm proud of her is an understatement. And I know she is just one of tons of people who are going to be able to put themselves in a position to do just this. So all right, guys. So again, I'm going to ask her 10 questions and then I'm going to let her loose and let her tell you guys about just who she is and what she did. So, alrighty. So, Christina, first of all, a question I have for you is so tell everybody where are you from?
I live in Middle Tennessee.
Okay, so she lives in Middle Tennessee, guys. All right, okay. Now, Christina, now, before you started the legacy program, did you have any prior experience before you found this program?
Nothing. I knew nothing. I always say I knew less than nothing. I'm literally a regular stay-at-home mom. I've been in my house raising babies for the last 15 years. I taught myself how to bake cookies, like really detailed sugar cookies. So I've literally been raising babies and baking cookies on the side to try to help my husband pay some bills. But I had no warm market, no MLM, no nothing. I knew nothing. I didn't even know what a digital product was. I didn't know what the blueprint was. I thought when this lady was sending me a blueprint that it was a blueprint like when you build a house. I had no idea what it even was. So
I just love that because a lot of people think that you have to that there's so many things that goes through their head when you get to talking about, learning a skill or just any type of program about building an online business. We ask ourselves 1,000 questions, and that's one of the things that I love about this program is that you don't have to have any of that stuff. All right. So now, before you started this program, Christina, I want to ask you this: what was your life like prior to before you found Legacy? Like, what was life like as far as like just in general?
pretty busy. I mean, as a stay-at-home mom, and I had my own little baking business in my house for about 13 years. It was quite stressful. I got to be home, but I wasn't like mentally home. I was always stressed about trying to get orders and baking cookies for like 14-hour days. And the cost of supplies was so high. Like I would bake 14 hours to make like 30 or $40. And it was just so stressful
Crazy.
trying to get those orders, trying to finish orders before baseball for my sons or football or whatever they're doing. It's always busy. It's always chaos. We got a lot of animals and three boys, so it's
Wow.
busy being a stay-at-home mom.
14-hour days for 30 and $40. Wow. Man, that just
My last year of baking cookies, I like billed $10,000, but I spent $6,000 in supplies and overhead to run that baking business. So I made an extra 4 grand all year to help my husband pay the bills.
that is crazy. 6,000 on supplies just to make 4,000. That's what you call upside down, big time, guys. That's why I tell people, man, there's nothing. The online space is just totally different. Okay, so Christina, what would you say you struggle with the most before you finally decided to join the program?
Probably with the seeing my husband constantly working so hard and him having to work on the weekends, the nights, like working from sun up to sundown. Just he had to take these side jobs so that we could pay our bills. And I hated watching him have to do that. And I'm trying so hard thinking my only option to be home is to just keep baking cookies. And it was a struggle. I hated seeing him so stressed out, but he never was like, Christina, you need a job or something. But my kids are gone all day. I'm a stay-at-home mom with no one here. My husband's gone all day, so I'm like, I need to do something else. And I'm like, what are you going to be when you grow up, Christina? Like, what are you going to do? Baking cookies was not worth it anymore. I thought maybe I should go find a job, but I live in a tiny little unincorporated town of 1,200 people, like slim pickings for a job. And then I thought maybe I should go back to nursing school because I already spent 30 grand on a nursing degree. Quit nursing school because I became a mom and I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I thought those were my only options. So stressful.
Gotcha, gotcha. I think a lot of people get like that. We're so conditioned to work a job, and we think that it's easy to get to a point in our life where we're like, the reality I ain't gonna say mediocrity, but the reality of just comfort sits in, and you're thinking like, well, this is the best that it can get, and a lot of time we just condition like that, not knowing that, we have this thing called the online space, and again, like it's just an option. And again, you don't know what you don't know, and that's one of my favorite sayings, that you don't know what you don't know. Now, what would you say, Christina, almost stopped you from starting?
Probably the investment. I was scared because I didn't have $900 just laying around. I was nervous to tell my husband about it. I got in this lady's emails. I found her on Facebook, some random lady. I don't know how I was even following her, but her stuff kept popping up in front of me. So when I saw the price, I was nervous to tell my husband about it because we didn't have extra money just laying around. We were trying to pay the bills. So that, and then the fact that I didn't really understand what it was. Like even when I purchased it, I was like, what am I even doing? Like what I don't even know what this really is yet. But I was so determined to change our life and I didn't want to go back to nursing school and I didn't want to go get a job. So it's literally been the best thing that I ever did was get started doing this.
It kind of reminds me of me when I think when I joined back on January 15th, I had never heard of digital marketing. And I just knew that it had something to do with making money and working from home and, being someone who was already way past broke. Again, I didn't know everything either. It was just something about the idea. And I'm thinking, I told myself, I said, well, I'm just going to learn on the fly. I done tried everything. This sounds pretty good. I'm going to give it a try. And I've told people that 1,000 times. This is by far, it's not even close to the best financial decision I ever made in my whole life. Right. So I know where you're coming from there. Okay. Now, Christina, so what fears or doubts did you have in the beginning and what made you push through them?
So I'm not a huge social media person, so I was kind of nervous about that because social media is full of like drama and negativity. So I didn't even really care for it a whole lot. I was actually going to do faceless content when I found this because the lady mentioned that you could do faceless. I was nervous for my sister-in-laws to see me, and I don't know if one of them's on here right now, but she actually just recently got started, her and her husband, last couple days ago.
That's awesome.
So it just goes to prove that even if you're nervous to share it, you don't know what anybody's going through. This can literally change anybody's life. Like, so once I got in and I saw what was happening, I dove in and I'm like, I don't care who sees this. Like, I got to share this because it's gold. And so I was nervous for people to see me because it's weird. It's kind of awkward creating content that I never knew how to create. And it's night and day, like from when I first got started, like zero confidence in the beginning.
Yes. I know I get that question. A lot of people are like, oh, do I have to show my face? I'm like, no. And I understand a lot of people, when they want to know if they have to show their face. A lot of people's jobs, there's so many things people have to take in consideration, their families. There's a lot that they have to balance. And um, I guess for me, I didn't care because I looked at it like this. When I was homeless and I was living out there in the woods for 3 weeks and all my friends and family knew that I was homeless and nobody would even let me sleep on on the bathroom floor, let alone in the bed. That told me everything I needed to know. So once I came into this business, I didn't care who saw me because I knew then if nobody was going to help me then when I was at the one of the worst, one of the deepest, the most in a de, in an area of depression in my life, I knew nothing else really mattered. I wasn't worried about if anybody saw me. And once you get past that, everything else is like it's smooth sailing. Okay, so Christina, now what did it says? Okay, so what did your first few days look like? So was it hard? Like, tell people how much time did you spend a day, doing this when you started?
I'm sorry, say that again.
In the beginning, it took me a little bit to get my website set up because we had a lot of people come and visit us. But when I launched on October 15th, and I'm like, I'm going to do the dang thing, I'm going to do this. I just followed the launch to profit. And I mean, I became kind of obsessed with it because I had no other option. I was not going to go get a job. Like I was dedicated to not get a job. So when I would like clean my house, I'm home alone. When my kids are gone and my husband's gone, I would play a coaching call and I would listen to it. And I was so determined to figure out how to do this. So I played it while I drive my car, while I'm cleaning my house, whatever. And creating content was hard too. It would take me 45 minutes to make a video and I would literally write everything on a board and try to read it because I didn't know how to edit anything. And now literally I'll go hide in my car for 10 minutes and make 15 videos. Like, the more you do it, the better you get at it for sure. There's no way you can't get better at it by doing it over and over. But like at first it was it was new. So, but I was determined to learn it.
And I tell people that, like, anytime what you don't know how to do, somebody's got to teach you how to do it. But in the beginning, you just have so many emotions because you can get overwhelmed because you want to build a business. You see people who are already earning, and you can kind of, which, when your comparison is the thief of joy. Like when you compare yourself to other people, it kind of reminded me when I first started, and you guys have heard me tell this story a lot. Where when I first started, I had watched like 3 hours with I say about 2 hours worth of videos of Michelle's, and I'm writing all the videos down word for word. I got a stack of papers this tall, and I'm making my first video, and it's basically word for word like Michelle. And I'm at the end of the couch, and my wife's at the end on her phone, and I'm made the video, and I'm playing it back to myself, and I'm listening to myself, and I'm thinking like that doesn't even sound like me. And then my wife raises up, and she looks at me, and she's like, "Why are you talking like that?" And that's when I realized you just got to just be yourself. You don't have to. you don't have to know everything, right? Just it'll just take care of itself. So, and then of course, the more you do it, the better it gets. Now, when you started, Christina, did you have any skills or did you have a huge social media following?
No, I started a brand new TikTok account. I think my Facebook page had maybe 300, 400 people on it. Now it's grown quite a bit, but I brand new. I started brand new from scratch.
Gotcha, gotcha. I tell people when I started, I wasn't even on TikTok. And I
Hmm.
want to piggyback what Christina said when she first started, guys, how she did the launch to profit. This is why I love the launch to profit because it just basically just gives you like a straight road as far as like how to get momentum and how to get going. That's one of the and that's what really helped me when I first started because I wasn't doing videos. I wasn't even on TikTok. I just did the copy and paste free ads method. And I just followed that and I don't know if it was Jesus or that was just how it was, but I was able to make 5 grand in 2 weeks, and which was just mind boggling to me. And then that's when I went off into doing TikTok in February of 2024 after someone told me that told me about Victoria being on TikTok and making a lot of money. So I went and watched her TikTok video, and that's when I got on TikTok, and the rest has been history. So all right. So, what would you say, Christina, was the biggest mindset shift for you that you had to make from when you started to from? So, what would you say was the biggest mindset shift that you had to make from when you started that? Okay, I'm hoping that this will work to basically get to the point where you was able to make 10K in 27 days in January.
I think I remember the day. It was on, Michelle does these 90-day runs, and I started right before a 90-day run. Those are huge. Those are so helpful. She tells you what to do every single day on how to grow your business. So I followed that to a T. And it was in December, and I remember that mindset shift where I didn't care what other people saw. And I mean, you know me, I'm loud and crazy, but I would talk to my husband and my kids about this. And I'm like, why the heck are people like not checking this out? Because it's insanity. Like it's crazy to me. So once I peeled back those insecure layers, I started creating content just like I would tell them about this program because it blows my mind, the opportunity. But I think the non-negotiability of just doing the dang thing, that definitely, I mean, I had a surgery in November, so I kind of took a little bit of time off between November and December. And I mean, I still had an income coming in from this, but I wasn't going live as much. I think I went live like 6 times in 2 months. So the new year, I was like, it's non-negotiable. I'm going live. I'm doing it. I'm showing up for the people that need this. And then December was wild. Like, it was crazy. 15K as a stay-at-home mom, but like a crazy stay-at-home mom that didn't know anything. Like it's mind-boggling what we have our hands on here. Like, and I just share it loud and proud with the belief of knowing that this can change someone's life because you see it inside of our community, inside the DGC. The people are making crazy money. Like it's changing people's lives. So I show up like that. I know that this can change someone's life. So I show up like that.
Awesome. I think once you realize what this business can do for you, once you realize the ramifications of what you have your hands on, I remember my first 10K month, and I'm just over here like, bro, is this even real? Like I'm having like you just start seeing things in a whole different perspective. And I remember guys when Christina first came to me on a coaching call and she booked a call and we got on and one of the first thing I asked her, I was like, look, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, are you this is this who you are? Like, cause she's real vibrant, and that's her superpower, guys. And I realized that's just who she was. But I remember this. I remember this, guys, back here in December. I think it was like December last year. I told her, I was telling a lot of my people in my community. I said, guys, January is going to be wide open. It can be a month that can be the most. You can turn it into a 10K month, a 20K month, because in January, unlike regular 9 to 5s where they cut your hours and they're laying off in the digital space, guys, it can boom for you, right? It can be booming for you. And I told Kristen, I said, look, I got a feeling you may hit 10K in January, and for her to even do that, man, it just lets you know how powerful this business is and this structure as far as like the training. And if you just implement everything and follow it and stay consistent and stay close to the fire, it's just going to be almost impossible. And don't quit. It's almost going to be impossible for for you to not have any success. So now I'm gonna ask Christina one more question, and then I'm just gonna let Christina share her story, guys. I'm going to let her share her story, and she can just talk about, when she started or how she came and found the program and et cetera, et cetera. Christina, so how much different would you say the last few months has been for you since you found Legacy?
Making an income like this is insane. We've literally, like, you're in Tennessee too. We've had an ice storm. My kids have not gone to school for 12 days. My husband has not worked for 12 days, but he's had the opportunity to go to work, but he's decided he's staying home with the kids and me. So because of this online business, being able to make an income to pay off debt finally, like I can't even believe that a stay-at-home mom can make money like this without selling their soul on the internet or feet pics. Like it's just a wild, wild opportunity we have here. Like it's been a blessing, like insanely. Like it definitely does not feel real, but it's also like I almost feel like not worthy, Like I don't know. It's just like a
No.
really weird feeling, like having success. You still struggle mentally, with your mindset because it's just like, why me? I'm nobody special. I'm nobody perfect. Nobody fancy. Like I just plugged in and I did it and I just followed the steps. So it's just been truly life changing.
And I tell people that I know what you're talking about, like, because I share people my story because people really sometimes they think they put you up on these pedestals and they think because it's social media and the internet and they think you have to come from money, you got to live in a $2.5 million mansion and drive a Ferrari or a Maserati and to make money. I'm just a country boy down here in Tennessee who grew up in the projects on welfare. Like I built a $500,000 online business in an 800 square foot house, guys. Like I'm talking about like some of you guys' garages are probably bigger than my whole house. Like, and it just shows you that it doesn't matter. We all have the same thing, which is our cell phone and social media, which are the two most powerful tools that you have in the world, period. And with those two things, if you get the right information and the right training and you implement that and stay consistent, you'll have those instances where you'll look back and be like, man, I like why can't this happen to somebody else? Like what you'll start questioning yourself, like, why me? I'm just an old country boy from Tennessee. Like, I say that all the time, but it just shows you don't know what you don't know, and that's the power of this industry. So Christina, I'm gonna appreciate those questions. I'm going to just let it over for you. I want you to just share your story with everybody. Let them know when you found the program, how it came about, how you got started, what was going on, what was life like before, and what made you decide to say, you know what, I've got to find something else, and lead them on to the journey of why you joined Legacy.
Okay. I shared a little bit of this already, but I'm literally a regular stay-at-home mom. Before I was a stay-at-home mom, I was a nursing assistant. I worked in a hospital and I was in nursing school. I wanted to be a nurse since I was a little girl. I wanted to help people. And then I had my first son, so I quit. I worked his first Thanksgiving when he was 2 months old, and I'm like, I don't want this to be my life. I don't want to work nights, holidays, and weekends. Became a stay-at-home mom, but I always had something that on the side that I was doing to help my husband a little bit. I nannied people's kids, and then I taught myself how to bake cookies because I wanted to make cookies and cakes for my kids' birthdays. So that was successful, a little successful. Well, it was successful when we lived in a different state. We lived in a different state and it was booming. And then we came and we moved into literally the middle of the sticks. And it's like, it's hard to get sales when you have 1,200 people here. So I but I was trying so hard on my side hustle. Like I said, working 14-hour days to make 30 or $40. It was just so not worth it to me. So I needed to figure out, what are you going to do with your life? Like your kids are gone, your husband's gone, you can do something else. So thought about nursing school, thought about a job because I thought those were my only options. I tried to find a remote job, could not find one of those. And then this lady popped up on Facebook. So I checked it out. I was nervous. I was skeptical. My husband thought it was a total scam. He said, no, Kristina. I was showing him success, your success, other people's success. And he said that, of course, they want you to join. They want your money. Nobody, like, this is an MLM. It's not real. Like he was totally not for it, but he's never going to tell me no. So I saw there were payment plans, jumped in on a payment plan. I put it on a payment plan coming out of a credit card that had $400 left on it. Like it was going to be maxed out and into collections if it all came out. Got in, excuse me, got in, and then I just followed the launch to profit training. And then within 2 weeks, I made my whole investment back. A couple days later, another sale. Now I'm in profit mode. And then I've literally just followed it to a T. I don't even know if I've already hit six figures. I need to wait for my tax forms to even figure that out. But like, because that's not important to me to like, I didn't count very good this past year. I am this year now, but like last year I did not do that. So It's just changed everything. My husband, I wanted to take pressure off of him. I could see it literally in his eyes. And he would never say, Kristina, go get a job. But I could just see that stress in his eyes, knowing he's working so hard and it's still not enough. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that making money online was even a possibility for somebody like me that didn't care for social media. I'm not an influencer. I'm not fancy. I didn't know how to create content. I didn't even know what the plus sign on TikTok was. So getting in and learning all of these skills, it's insane. And I just love sharing with other people because you never know what somebody else is going to do with it. There's a lady that got started and she's really into natural healing and essential oils and things like that. And she could create her own digital product and that could change her life that way.
Yep.
I love sharing it with people and then them getting in and getting to do what they want with it. So it's just the community, being a stay-at-home mom, it's kind of lonely living in the sticks, no family near me or anything like that. So this gives me purpose outside of being a mom and a wife. The community, I have so many friends inside this community now. Like it's a wonderful place to be, like absolutely wonderful. I love it. So
Awesome. What tell people when you got invited to the webinar, what made you decide to what made you decide to pull the trigger after?
So the webinar was it. I was in this lady's emails for 3 weeks and she sent me something and she said, did you see this webinar? And I said, well, I don't even know what a webinar is. So no, I did not see that. I clicked on it, pushed play on it. I put it on the back of my toilet seat and I listened while I took a shower and got ready. And then I kept peeking out of my shower, looking to see who was talking. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, this is absolutely insane. That's when it clicked with me. But I heard you come on at the end and you said, if you are coachable and if you are consistent and you don't quit on yourself, there's no way you can't see some success. And I'm like, I believed him. I believed you. I literally believed you. You were that tipping point for me. And then I got in, I told my husband, I'm like, I'm going to do this. I got in and then I remember trying to find you and I didn't even remember your name or anything like that. And then I saw you coaching in the community and stuff like that. So I found out who you were, followed you, and then you created a community and I jumped in right away, like in the very beginning. So
Yeah.
you've literally like, you were like a celebrity to me. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, Cheryl Hannah. Now, like we talk almost every day. It's really cool what God puts, the people that he puts in front of you, like people you never even thought you were going to meet. And it's in the digital space, you meet people all over the place. Like it's so freaking cool having somebody from Ireland join and then you get to have conversations with them. It puts opportunities that you don't even know exist.
Exactly, man. I said that like I remember the first time I got into the community, I was just like, it's just a different feeling that you get. It's like, and I've been online for 8 years, and just after I got fired and I made up my mind, I didn't want to work a job. I had to go get me another job, but I came online. I knew in my back of my mind that the fact of working till I'm 65 was out the question. Not like I wasn't going to give another job 30 years of my life. But just during I went and I tried all types of tried all types of things, and I made a little money, but I never made the type of income like I'm making now or got the freedom because I didn't have structure. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have, not that I needed, I mean, not the one that I didn't have one like I have now. I didn't have a community of other people. These Facebook groups are not, I've always joined programs and they left me for dead and et cetera. And so even when I decided to create my own program, my community, I knew my goal. I said, I'm going to provide so much value into this community because my goal is to create 1,000 freedom builders. And that's why I called it the Freedom Builder Circle. So that's why I enjoy waking up every day and having people like you and Basil and Kim and just so many other people who join the community where I get to just provide them with value and help them accomplish their goals, guys. And so, but it was funny because it seemed like every time we do we do a webinar, Michelle always picks me to go last. It's like I'm like the last leg in a track meet. That's usually the fastest person. So I think I'm the closer in the in it. And I think she just kind of likes my story and that's why I share it, guys, because I want you to understand, like, in our minds, we're just conditioned to think that we have to go work jobs for the rest of our lives and 40 years for 40 hours a week and retire at 65 and look forward to Social Security once every 31 days. That is like maybe back in the 70s and 80s. Yes, but now you have this thing called the internet and social media, and we're just in an era that we've never been in. I tell people this is the most lucrative time in American history. There's never been an easier time for you to make money. It doesn't matter if you have skills or not. I know people that couldn't even look, don't even look like they could tie their shoestrings. That's making $100,000 a month, guys, from home. Like you don't have to punch a clock. It's just all about connecting with the right people and understanding that everybody is not out to try to take advantage of you. Like there are people who really want to show you, and that's why I'm just so grateful for the lady. Two things. For one, for Michelle for creating the program. But when I came across this program on January the 13th, I was in a lady's house, 72-year-old woman in a lady's house, helping with life insurance. And what do we do when we're just hanging out, guys? We're bored. We just get to scrolling on Facebook. I was doing the same thing and came across that post, and I went looking for this lady. I can't even find her anywhere, but I'm just thankful for her because she showed up. If she hadn't have showed up, I wouldn't even be here on this line. Like I don't know where I would be. I was having so much going on. So I'm just grateful that she showed up, and this is why I show up. So also, guys, so again, grateful for Kristina for coming on, sharing this, guys. It's been a pleasure to be able to not only mentor her, but just so many other people, guys. Like this is what I have a passion for, and it's a beauty to see people who you see every day showing up, putting in the work, because the universe will reward you. You cannot keep putting in the work, guys, and not see results. I'm not saying you're gonna jump out the gate and make $10,000 in your first week. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying like if you just continue to understand that you can't chop down a tree with one swipe of the axe, right? You can't build a business in 30 days. And I told myself when I first found this program, and I told my wife I was gonna get this program, and she wasn't happy because I'm a risk taker. So I've always done spent money on stuff and this and that. But sometimes people don't see your vision like you do. Somebody don't People don't see what you see, and I don't think she saw what I saw. But and I'm also glad that we have the payment plans as well, which really helped. And that's another thing that I'm excited about. But just super excited for Christina. Super excited. She's just one of just. I really believe there's going to be so many other people who hit this feat, which is 10K. That is the goal, guys. This is how you know it works. This people can just can't say, oh well, Daryl's just making 10K or Michelle or Amy. No, no, we have a whole bunch of people who are making 10K. Why? Because they're staying under the fire. They're taking their business serious and they're not saying, well, I'm just going to work an hour here and we'll see how it goes. No, we have to change our mindsets and connect with people who can teach you things. So um, I'm going to ask Christina one more bonus question. I'm asking Christina one more question, and then I'm going to take some questions, guys, if you have for me or Christina, and then I'm going to share with you guys quickly about the February promotion that we got going on. So, Christina, I want to ask you this: what kind of
For
advice
every gallon of gas you buy. Oh, wait.
what would you say directly to someone who is on this training? Maybe they're on the fence, maybe they're scared, maybe they're stuck, maybe they feel like, how do I know this is going to work for me? How can I know it work for me? What would you say for someone who is at that place right there in their life, and they've been getting your emails, or they've been watching and seeing videos and they want to, but it's like they're stuck, or they don't know if it can work for them? What kind of advice would you give them?
I think a lot of people are nervous. I always tell people to pick your hard because it's really hard being broke. It's really hard struggling financially. It's also hard learning how to do something new too. So you have to really pick your hard. Do you want to get another job? Do you want to have to keep working until Jesus comes back? Like, do you want to keep doing that? Or you want to learn how to do something else that could totally change your family's life? Like I had nothing to lose, like you say all the time too. If I didn't do that, I would be in a job and I would probably be making $12 an hour and I would miss my kids growing up. I had to pick my hard, and turning that fear into excitement for the possibility of what this could do for your life. Like, you really have to think about what it could do instead of being so scared. It could literally create you a six-figure income from your phone. Like, the possibilities are insane. So jump in and do the dang thing. That's what I would say.
Absolutely. And I want to share this, guys. The good thing about this business or this program right here, the legacy, is that we all want the same three things in our lives. I don't have to meet any of you guys to know that you guys want the same thing I want. We want more time, we want more money, and we want that freedom. Something that I don't know about you guys, but I never was able to get in working 3 decades in corporate America. All I did was live paycheck to paycheck, pay bills, work just to pay bills, and never got to do anything. And in the last 2 years, I've probably done more on every level from finances to freedom to just anything than I have in the previous 30 years of working in corporate America. And this just tells you that you don't have to all the stereotypes of you got to have 30,000 followers, you got to have a brand. You don't need nothing. You just need a cell phone, Wi-Fi, one social media platform to start with, and the information to learn the skills, and a coach and a mentor and a community of other people who can hold you accountable, right? But you got to have the desire in your heart to say, you know what, I'm just done. We can't. And I tell my community this all the time, guys. What do we say every year? Every year at the end of the year, this my year, new me. We call them New Year's resolutions where I'm from, because we keep them for like 2 weeks, and then after that it's a wrap. We're back to we get caught up in what the world tells us to do, and that's just, oh man, just stay right there, man. You got that pay raise coming up for the extra 25 cents, I tell you, in a year you could be making 10K plus per month. In a year you could be getting ready to get a 20-cent pay raise. It's hard either way it goes, guys, in the beginning. And that's why Christine said you got to choose your hard. So this right here is just been like one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And if a person can just be coachable, I've said this 1,000 times. If a person can just be coachable and just understand that there's actually real honest people who really want to help you and who really is not just trying to take you down there and take advantage of you. I know we live in a world of give and take, mostly take, but there are people who actually want to see you succeed. And y'all may not think this is huge, but not long ago, Michelle just randomly messaged me. She just randomly messaged me out of the blue. And she's like, hey, Daryl, I just want you to know I'm proud of you. I just want you to know I'm proud of you. I mean, just randomly. I never had no, I never even had one. Well, I ain't gonna say I never had my boss tell me that, because the same ones that kicked me out and fired me and had me in the woods homeless, the same ones that told me that. But you just don't get that, man. And so it's good that I get to be up under someone who really has a heart for people. And I think if you get in this business, guys, and I tell people this all the time, you got to make sure that you're not in business just to make money. Because if you're in this business just to make money, you will quit. Because there's going to be times when you just don't make big money. Not like you want. Like this is just life, right? It doesn't matter. You're going to hit those points where you're just going to be tested. And in my opinion, when I hit those personally myself, it's like that. It's like the universe is telling me, Daryl, I'm gonna see how bad you really want this. You said you wanted it. I'm gonna see how bad you really want it, right? But because it always ain't gonna be roses. But I tell you what, it's better than any other situation I've ever been in. So I will take my chances, right? I know my wife's, and then I'm gonna turn over for questions. My wife is, we just moved into a new place like about 2 months ago. So my wife is not working, and she's just, and I don't know why she's doing this, but she's been applying for jobs and doing this and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, people, we still have snow here. People haven't been to work in almost 2 weeks, right? And I was on this little chat, and people were complaining about the rent. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills because I haven't worked. And I'm over here thinking, like, good grief, bro. Saturday I made $5,000 just on Saturday, and I didn't even go anywhere but to Walmart to get some wood for my fireplace and come back home. And I'm just grateful that when I came across this opportunity, I didn't say, man, that's a scam, man. They always trying to take people's money. Or I just say, you know what? I don't have nothing to lose. I was already broke. I didn't have nothing to lose. I was looking for towards the divorce, eviction, repossession. Like I was, my back was already against the wall. So I was like, look here, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out. I'm just gonna go out dying. And so I just bet on myself, Rich, which is something I've always done anyway. And it's just been the best thing because I didn't do it by myself. I had mentors, I had coaches, I had people that I could reach out to and connect with. They didn't just leave me. Like real training, guys, real training and coaching and mentoring. This is what you have here. So just blessed to be here, blessed to be a part of a program that actually have leaders that actually care about people and ask people's questions and stuff like that. So, and if you're here, man, you're in a good place. I'm not just saying this just because I'm telling you, like, guys, one post can change your life on social media. One post can change your life. So, But anyway, I'm going to give a couple of questions. If you have any questions for Christina or for me, guys, just ask the questions, and then I'm going to end it by sharing with you guys a promotion that I'm currently running. Right, I'm going to be running for the whole month of February.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do want to add too, because your coaching has really helped me a lot. Like I've had other coaches, nobody gives like Daryl Hannah does. Like you guys, it's insane. His inner circle, I will pay for it forever as long as I'm in this. It's just he goes, he buys things, and then he comes and he gives it to us for free and tells us exactly how to do it. And then he lights that fire, and that's what I need. I don't need slow. I want to freaking hit the ground running and do the dang thing. So I appreciate you always just lighting that fire under us and so giving. Like you do so much for us. So I'm so appreciative.
I appreciate it, man. Like, I tell people, and there's some people who want to just make money and just going off into the sunset, and then there's some people who want to see other people make money. And so I don't see they print money every day at the Department of the Treasury, guys. This industry makes is fixing to be making $1 trillion every 24 hours. It's not money. It's all about who wants to make money. We can
Mhm.
make profits or we can make wages. You can work for a wage where you have to, only way you can get money is this literally you have to get up out the bed, shower, brush your teeth, take the kids off, fight traffic, and go work for somebody who is making a profit and paying you a wage. So a company is making millions and billions of dollars while you make 16 to $22 an hour. And you got to work every weekend. And when you get paid, it's still not enough for you to pay the bills. And you got to repeat this rat race cycle until you die. And I always tell people there's two ways to make money. You can make money, you can die making money. That means you're gonna work all the way up until you die, chasing that coin, that dollar. Or you can make money in your sleep by learning a skill. It's simple, guys. It should be a no-brainer, right? And this what we the way that we simplify it. I like to keep things on a kindergarten level. Like we're not sugarcoating nothing. We're getting to the beans and potatoes of things. Like I don't know. That we're just gonna get right. This is what you need to do. If you stay consistent, you're gonna get some results. And so and I love and I tell my community members, guys, I don't care if they make $100. I'm shouting them out. I'm shouting them out because I'm telling you, there's somebody right now don't even have 28 cents in the bank, right? So I want them to know that you're in a good place. So again, proud of Christina. This is only the beginning. So with that, let me ask some questions. I'm gonna bring you off mute, Basil B.
Yes, yes, yes. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
This question is for both you and Christina. First of all, I want to say congratulations on both of your success. I'm happy to say I know y'all win. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to know is, Daryl, you being able to accomplish the things that you do, we see what it has done for you. But what does your wife look like now? How is she carrying herself? What is her bounce like? And also for you, Christina, to watch your husband the way that you just explained it, to just work, to provide for his family, and for you to come in and just to be able to give him a breath of fresh air. What does he look like these days? Share that because that's the one thing that I want to do for mine also. I want to retire my wife. I want to be able to provide everything she needs, everything she wants, when she wants, how she wants, whatever she wants. I want to be able to accomplish that too. So share with everybody, the rest of the family. Hello, family. How's everybody doing? Share with everybody how that feels.
Yeah, so my for me, um, my wife's been with me, man. When we were, there's been times like for holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, we sat on the couch, bro, eating crackers and grapes, because we were so broke. So she's been with me when I didn't have anything. When we met, I was working 80 hours a week, bro. And she used to drive 5 hours to see me and stay on the weekends. And I'd work all weekend and she'd stay and clean the house and drive all the way back 5 hours, like no time at all. Like that's what it was. So to see her now, we're like, and she still shops on the clearance racks, which is weird because she doesn't have to. I'm not rich, guy, but I'm just saying we're in a situation where I can look at my account and be happy, and that's something new that and it's a good feeling. And again, she's excused me because she's been looking for work, and I told her that she's going to work for me this year. I'm going to add her to my, I'm going to make her an employee in my business. But it's just been a good feeling, bro. It's good that when you can just don't wake up and have to stress, because she doesn't stress much, but there was times like about 2 years ago when I could see the pain in her eyes. I'm thinking like, now I know it's getting serious, because typically she's so used to me just, I'm out here doing something. I'm doing something I'm gonna do whatever I have to do. And I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die doing it. And so now she doesn't really have to worry about that, man. We just kind of go and do what we want, and it's just a blessing. And I'll say this before I turn over to Christina. One of the best things I ever did in a long time, man, back here 2 months ago, is that I took my whole family to on a 5 day cruise to Cozumel in Yucatan, all exclusive. And I took like $10,000 down there. And I'm talking, we just had like it was just like the best time in the world. It was just like, this is what I'm on the balcony of that big old cruise ship. And I'm like, man, so this is what it's about. This is what I've been missing, that everybody's been talking about, this freedom. This is what this feels like on a Tuesday. And it's just a good feeling, man, when you're able to do that, or just pay off your debts, or, like today, I'm able to just pay off all my bills for the whole month just on today. Like, it's just a good feeling. And this is why I'm just grateful, man, for this opportunity, because you just don't get this. And so she's man, it's just a good feeling, man. That's all I can say, man. It's just it's a good time to be in a business. It's a good time to be a part of a community of and be around people who want to see you win, like literally, because it's contagious, man. And so this is what I love. And you know, as long as she's happy, I'm happy, man. That's just how it is. So
Well, he's a lot less stressed. It's nice checking your bank account, and not seeing it in the red. Finally, that takes a lot of pressure off him. He's dreaming again, where he wants things. He loves his truck, so he wants to do all kinds of nonsense to his truck. Him being able to purchase things without feeling guilty, just dreaming. And like, we're picking out a truck for my son because he's turning 16 soon, and just like
awesome.
the excitement of like dreaming again and not having to go to work if he doesn't want to. He is a little stubborn with his job. He does love his boss and he gets to do his own thing a lot. So I told him a couple weeks ago, and this is like a joke that some people know if you're on my lives, but I said, okay, if I make 2 sales this week, will you take Friday off and we'll have a date day?
There you
I
go.
I think I made like $5,000 that week, and he still went to work. So I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's hard to break it from him, but he will go work all week long to make I make in one sale. Like, when you have your hands on a product that is in high demand, and it's a hefty $900 and $1,400 days. That's a lot of money. It does not take a whole lot of sales to get yourself
Nope.
ahead. So it's wonderful. He's seeing him less stressed, and him getting to choose this past week to just stay home for 12 days because my business is working. So
It's good stuff, man. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Kim,
Hey man, I'm blessed to be here, man.
brother.
Um, Most of you guys know Daryl was my first breakout room coming to DGC on the Legacy Builder call.
Yeah, I remember.
He only said one thing that stuck in my head and stuck in my head till today. Until you go your first milestone, which is 30 days relentless. 3 videos a day, no excuse. Bad day, good day, don't matter. Your second milestone is to do it for 90 days, right? So you're learning, you're implementing. Why do I respect Daryl? He's one of the only six figures that may not agree with everything Michelle says, but he does implement everything Michelle teach.
Yeah, it
And
works.
then he told me, he said, I learned all my storytelling from a guy named Tim Hess.
Yeah.
So for 12 months, I've been chasing Tim for 12 months, guys. Could not find him, communicate with him. I get in his email, he don't respond. I'm like, what kind of guy this is, right? And
Tim.
then recently he decided to start his community, and we started to communicate every single day. But guys, how many of you guys would chase somebody for 12 months without no response? Right? Now, my question for Christina, she's an inspiration. Okay. If I heard you correctly when Alan interviewed you, all right, I'm gonna clarify this. You're not a techie girl, correct?
Yes,
When
I
you do your content, you don't really use Chat GPT. Is that correct?
yep, I don't.
You do it straight from the heart, if I understand it correctly, right? Now, when you do your content, I'm sure you follow the 7, 30 seconds, and 60 seconds because I know Daryl, he refused to do a 7 seconds. He tries to get it down to 30 seconds, but it's most cases, it's a 90 seconds to 180 seconds video. But he will always talk. I don't know if he's got something against B rolls. I don't know. He talks every video, but he's always consistent, show up every day. When you create your content, what is your thought process? Like, do you do your batch content in a week? You do your batch content in 30 days? What's your